Alright, so I think I want to take a break from the doors and move on to the hood. Now I'm probably going to work outside, carry it outside and work on it for two reasons. First of all, it's massive and I won't have any room to work on it in here. And second, it's beautiful outside. Alright, well here it is. I'm about 90% done with taking all the paint off. I got a small dent right here that I can knock out from the other side. But I'm stopping because I got a whole lot of rust to repair. So here it is. All this right here are holes. Someone went ahead and put Bondo on the backside, body filler on the backside, and try to fill in the holes that way. Well, I'm not going to do that. But look at all that, all the way down, big old holes, entire way down. That's a massive hole right there. Another one. I got more on the side. This is actually the good side. The other side is a lot worse. I got like 5 holes about that big all the way down. So that's going to be fun. Alright, let's give it a shot. I got that piece of copper that I smushed up, clamp in that hole right there, and now I'm going to attempt to weld it and see what it does. Well, there it is, all cleaned up. I don't know. It was a lot more, it expanded pretty big from that little hole that it was. Here's another one I did. This is what it looks like before I grind it down. It's pretty ugly. I don't know. It wasn't just another little tiny hole that just grew and kept growing. I might have to keep welding. I might just have to go ahead and cut some patch panels. Might be easier that way. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a couple more and see how it turns out. Okay, so after many days of deliberation and dragging my feet, I finally decide to cut out this piece and replace it. So here it is. This is what I cut out. Just Swiss cheese. Terrible rust. And there it is. Alright, so here it is with the front hood emblem on. Like I said, it took me a while to get to this point. Now, it's pretty close. I got a little bit more bending and beating to do, but you know, that's pretty good. I got a lot more repair to do to the hood, so I'm not going to worry about it too much until, you know, I get it all done. So I got a low spot right here that can come out, and a little bit on the end, but it's nice and flush right there compared to the other side, which I gotta do anyways. All that's gotta be dealt with. Alright, here's the side of the hood. If you guys recall, there were holes, so I went ahead and just filled it in with, you know, that brazing rod. The reason I'm going with this is it's just easier. It's quicker, it's easier, and it's just as strong as welding it, but you know, a lot less. You know, with the welder I have, you can't really control the temperature, so I end up burning big, you know, fist-sized holes into the metal if it's really thin, like this stuff is. So this is just, you know, saves me a lot of work to do. And I really did not want to make a piece to go in here, because I just, the way it's all bent is, you know, be pretty difficult. Alright, so I like to, you know, mark what I'm cutting out with masking tape. I think it's easier when you have the grinder to, you know, see what you're cutting out. Make sure you don't go beyond it. You know, I find it helps me make a straighter cut with the masking tape. Alright, so there you go. It's pretty good. It's pretty much what you want to look for. You want to try to avoid this. I went over here. That kind of sucks, but other than that, I think the cut came out good. Now I'm going to make a template. You know, I have paper like I did for the door, and that's what I'm going to use to mark onto my metal that I'm going to cut out and bend. And it's probably a pretty good idea after you're done cutting to take a file or some sandpaper or something and clean up, you know, the edges, because if you don't, they're really sharp and, you know, cut you all the hell and back. So that's a good idea to do. Alright, so I've made a template of the hole itself and not the piece I cut out, because if you do the piece that you cut out, it turns out, because of the kerf mark on the grinding wheel, you know, you take out metal, and you know, you actually need a slightly bigger piece than what you have out. So don't use the piece you cut out as, you know, a reference for anything. You want to go by the hole that you cut out. Now you could, theoretically, you could actually measure this and then transfer it to, the metal that you're cutting out. But I tend to find this works a little bit better, just in case you're not exactly, machine perfect at cutting out your hole. If it moves just slightly, you can actually get it on the paper. Like I did here. I got it came up, then it came down just a little bit right here. So I got that on the paper and transfer that to the metal I cut out, and hopefully, everything lines up just perfect. I doubt it will, but I hope so, at least. Alright, if you do it right, this is what it should look like. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I got it one shot perfect. I had to, bend it and pull it out, bend it, and, I took the file to the edges. But this is as close as one can get. See, it's sticking up a little bit right there, but I can do that after. I can tap it down into place after I tack it in. Okay, here it is, tacked in place. It moved a little bit, but I got it with the hammer. Just bend it back in with the hammer and a piece of wood. So I think it's going to be pretty good. Now what I got left to do now is just clean up these tacks, and then fire up the torch and fill in the gaps, with the brass, and then grind that down smooth. And I think this section is done. Okay, there it is. So that's the process I go through to repair rust. Now I got more to go. It's a very long process. It's a lot easier if they made, patch panels pre-formed. It'd take half the time. So, but in this application, they don't make it.